Detroit Lions fans, it's time for us to have a conversation. It's officially time. You guys have worn me down. You have worn me down, man. You have made me come to the decision that it's officially time for the Detroit Lions to trade Jared Goff. It's so sad that we've come to this point. Jared Goff went, I think it was 9 games without throwing an interception. He's top 5 in passing yards. He had no offensive line yesterday. We need to go get Lamar Wilson. We need to put in Hendon Hooker, who has 0 NFL experience. But because he can move around, he's going to be a better quarterback. We need to see what David Blau has, because Jared Goff is absolutely horrific. He's atrocious. He reminds me of Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford had every record in the Detroit Lions book, and he still holds it. And he goes, and his first year away from the Detroit Lions wins the Super Bowl. I mean, obviously the problem is Jared Goff. So I think it's time. I think it's time for us to get rid of a quarterback that was playing lights out, was just a couple weeks ago a legit MVP candidate. I think it's time for us to trade a quarterback who did not have any protection at all yesterday, who was pressured 33. If this stat is correct, he was pressured 33 of his 44 dropbacks. It's time for the Detroit Lions to move on. And it's time to see what they have in David Blau, Hendon Hooker. As a matter of fact, I believe Tim Boyle is starting for the Jets. Maybe he'll go back to their practice squad and we can bring him back. Maybe we can go see what Tim Boyle has. I mean, Jimmy G will be available probably in the offseason. Maybe we can see what he has as well. I mean, there's so many other better options outside of Jared Goff. It's time for us to move on from quarterback Jared Goff. The Detroit Lions have yet to build a team around a quarterback. And obviously, Goff is no different. So it's time for us to move on from Jared Goff. Jared Goff has 18 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. Went on a streak there where he did pretty well. Didn't turn the ball over interception-wise for, like I said earlier, 9 games or something like that. He was maybe a game or so from breaking the record and has fallen off a cliff since then. He's had 1 or 2 bad games. So obviously it's time for us to move on and find another quarterback. Jared Goff in completion percentage is ranked 10th in the league. Average yards, he is ranked in average per pass. He's ranked 7th. And total yards, he's ranked number 1. He's actually number 1 ahead of, because he played yesterday. In his long, he is ranked. Where is he ranked at? Can't seem to find him. I want to say it's probably in the 40s somewhere. He's ranked 42nd. His longest pass is 42. He is in touchdowns. He's ranked 9th. Top 10. In interceptions, he's actually, Sam Howell has 13. So Jared Goff with 8, pretty tough, 74th. When it comes to sacks, he's been sacked 20 times, I believe it was. Time for us to move on. Fumbles, he's had quite a bit of those. Had 2 yesterday, I believe, because his offensive line wouldn't protect him at all. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I can't find it on this sheet, but he's had quite a bit. As a matter of fact, from 2019 until this year, he led the league in turnovers from a quarterback. Most of those were fumbles. So it's time. It's time for us to trade Jared Goff, go to a team that will appreciate him, because on this list, I'm sure there are several teams that will take Jared Goff. The Washington Commanders will probably take him. The New York Giants will probably take him. The Chicago Bears, the Atlanta Falcons will probably take him. Send him to our division rival. Send him to the Minnesota Vikings. You know, Bratton and Kwesi have that relationship. Send him to the New Orleans Saints. Send him to the New Orleans Patriots. Send him to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Send him to the, where else could he go? Oakland Raiders. He can go to the Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, we can send him to a lot of places. It's at least 10 teams we can send him to. Get as much capital as you can for Jared Goff, because obviously he's not the answer. We much rather put in David Blau and see what he can do. As a matter of fact, I'm calling it right now. Bring Hendon Hooker off the NFI list and put in David Blau until he's ready. Matter of fact, we should bench Jared Goff. It's official. He's the worst quarterback we've ever seen. Let's chase another quarterback out of here because we failed to put him in a position to win. So if you have not gotten the point of this video, it is 110% sarcasm. No way would I trade Jared Goff. No way am I going to give up on a guy who's had a bad stretch for a game and a half or 2 games. Let's put it on 2 games. I can't even put the Green Bay game on him. You don't go from MVP type level to the worst quarterback in all time. And I want Detroit Lions fans to remember, you don't know what you have till it's gone. You do not. Again, we're trying to force a quarterback out and we're putting blame everywhere. And there's enough blame to go around for the whole entire, from Dan Campbell. I'm not going to blame Sheila at all. Sheila has done her job. She's put the people in place to do it. Brad Holmes, I'm going to start at Brad Holmes. And that's rare that we're not going to blame a Ford. I'm not going to do that today. I'm not going to blame Sheila Ford or Sheila Hemp for what's happening with this team. I'm not going to do it at all. It starts with Brad Holmes. It starts there. Year 1, you said that you wanted to make sure that Jared Goff has his pieces. You said that. And you've put an offense around him. Now you got to worry about that defense. You can't just put the pieces on offense and leave the defense high and dry. You can't do that. You're talking about a complete team. If you look at our former quarterback, Matthew Stafford, right? Look at his complete team. Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, Cooper Kupp. Got guys. Complete team. Now they paid the price for it. They didn't do it the right way, but they got what they wanted to get, which was a championship. So trade Jared Goff, man. Trade him, send him away, ship him. Let's start David Blau and take Hendon Hooker off NFI. Let a quarterback with 0 experience take us to the playoffs, win a playoff game. Because, I forgot. He also he also been to a Super Bowl, which, can we say that about anyone else on our team? I don't know if we can. Bruce Irvin, Land Before Time. The Land Before Time has been to a Super Bowl. Yeah, but he didn't quarterback the Super Bowl, right? So let me know in the comments below. Any other guy outside of Bruce Irvin has been to a Super Bowl. Let me know. And also put in the comment section, is it time for the Detroit Lions to trade Jared Goff? Because in my opinion, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. We have a team. We're building it the right way. Why start over? It's easier to get worse at quarterback than it is to get better. And Jared Goff is not a bad quarterback. Let me know in the comments below. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. Enjoy Black Friday. And as always, go Lions.